Welcome to the Mama Stay Fit podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about our own motherhood journey into our child rearing era. Right, Roxanne?
Yes.
We are for real.
We are for
real
out of
this
the
time.
childbearing era.
For real.
The childbirthing era.
We have previously done an episode similar to this, talking about the transition into this new era, and then JK lols, Roxanne got pregnant, and
I changed my mind. I wasn't ready.
We rewind a little bit, but for realsies this time. So we're going to be sharing about what it's like to be in this new era, some words of wisdom that we have as moms of four who are super experienced now.
Just rocking it.
And just things that we've been seeing on social media and things that may or may not be helping your confidence as a mother. Welcome to the Mama Stay Fit podcast. My name is Gina. I'm a perinatal fitness trainer and birth doula.
And I'm Roxanne, a certified nurse midwife.
And this is the Mama Stay Fit podcast, where we empower you on your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum journey.
Our podcast shares how to move throughout your pregnancy to stay strong and comfortable, because pain is not a requirement of pregnancy. Understand the science of birth and approach recovery after birth.
We share our personal experience navigating motherhood and our professional expertise as birth workers and fitness professionals.
Our goal is to help you feel confident as you navigate the perinatal timeframe for an empowering pregnancy, positive birth, and postpartum recovery.
We are glad to have you with us on this journey and that you have chosen us to support you. So for real, we are in our child rearing era. There's no more pregnancies for Mama Stay Fit in this generation.
Yes.
Maybe our daughters or sons will continue on the lineage of Mama Stay Fit, potentially. I mean, my oldest, Adeline, her dream is to be an animator, but she doesn't know if that's realistic, so she wants to be a doctor.
Her backup is being a doctor.
Her backup is a doctor. So maybe she'll be an OBGYN or a midwife or who knows. I wouldn't be surprised if she chose a medical field.
She did choose a stethoscope at her
did.
first birthday.
So we'll see. Maybe she'll be the one that takes it on. Sophie's star chart, my third child, my second daughter, was that she was going to be in fitness. Oh. So maybe the two of them
together
are going to carry on.
Albert kids kicked out.
Mama
Conley
Stay
kids
Fit.
carrying it on.
So for this generation,
We're done.
Although I did struggle for a moment, not because I wanted more children, because I didn't want the chapter to close.
Yeah.
Because then it gets very dark very fast for me, where, this chapter is ending. The pregnancy and birth chapter is closing. Therefore, we all die.
There's only so many chapters that you get.
There's only so many
in your
chapters.
life.
So it gets
So
dark.
when one chapter
ends, that's
one
fast.
less chapter
and
left in your life.
Every single chapter has to end.
Yeah.
And this shit keeps me up at night. So with the pregnancy and birth chapter closing for me, it was just like a big reminder that all of my children who are super cool at every phase, there hasn't been a phase with any of my kids that I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait for this to be over. I can't wait to be in that next stage. Obviously, there are moments where I'm like, can you just take a nap?
I don't think that, when we get frustrated with our children, which is not never,
Only
often,
some of the time.
I think that that's a normal interaction of parenting. But I think that we are never in the moment I can't wait till you grow up.
Yeah.
I think it's more just eat some food or take a nap and you would be so much happier.
So for me personally, I've never been I can't wait for the newborn phase to be over. I can't wait for toddler phase. I can't wait for this next step in motherhood or this next step in childhood. I've always really enjoyed each phase. And so it gets hard when I realize that we've moved to the next step, where that chapter of baby has closed and we've moved on.
Yeah.
So that realization has always been very hard for me. But I think something that I saw recently that was that is a good reminder. But there was two different things that really resonated with me of what helped me to accept that our family was complete, which I do genuinely feel my family is complete. I have no desire for any more children. If we happen to have another child, it's a miracle. First of all, that child needed to be born.
Harvey's
Harvey is a miracle.
Harvey
He
is
is. There are moments where I hold
He's
him and
so
I'm like, oh,
cute.
these cheeks, so cute. And then I'm like, just get a dog, Gina.
Yeah.
Not that a child is a dog, but
You just need another baby.
yes, your baby is fine for me to hold, and then our brother's babies as him and his wife has more, if they have more. So the two things that have been really helpful for me to truly accept that my family is complete is the first is I'm never going to have this baby again. Like Zoe is never going to be a baby again. So I can have more and more babies, but they're never going to be any of my current kids again. Like I can't repeat this moment with that child again. It's like a whole new child. And with every new child, I love all of my children the same. I have enough love to give all of them, but I only have so much attention and capacity that I can distribute amongst them all. And the more children I have, the less capacity that I have to give a lot of one-on-one attention. And the kids that I find get the least attention, which they also get like a lot of attention from me, 4 is a good number for me, is my older kids. My older two kind of get like, you can take care of yourself a little bit more than this infant can. Yeah. And so I feel almost like I'm like neglecting them, even though I'm not neglecting them, but I can't give them as much attention as when it was just me and them.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if I continue to keep having kids because I don't want to let go of this chapter, eventually it's going to impact my ability to have a relationship with my older children. And this is just for me personally. There's other people that have more children that do a really good job with it. It feels better for them in that way. But for me personally, I feel like any more than this is going to impact my ability to enjoy my older kids as well. I'm never going to have them as babies again, so I can't like rewind the clock and relive that time frame. And I also like only have so much bandwidth, and I have to like truly understand and accept that. And so for me, those two things really helped me to be like, okay, this chapter is closing. It sucks because this is just like a big reminder that they grow up, but it needs to close in order for us to progress as a family to the next step, which is still super fun. It's still super fun. Like when you kind of come out of like the baby years, like toddlers are really like interesting. I guess for lack of a better word, they're very interesting.
They keep you on your toes for sure.
So what has been helpful for you in deciding that this is it? As cute as Harvey is, I guess you're still in like
you're still in the
early part.
the woes of newborn life. Honestly though, he is a perfect baby that it has made it great. I mean, I think I've said it in like multiple podcasts. He's just amazing and perfect.
We've been really big on manifesting.
Bookend baby. And I think that his like transition into the family has been very easy, but I do feel the same where I have to provide everything for him. Like granted, like I could pump milk and like someone else could feed the milk, but like mostly I have to feed him and take care of him and make sure that like someone is watching him or like someone is going to be watching him if I have to like leave and that there's milk there. So he still takes a lot of my attention. And my older kids sometimes will express their grief with me not being able to spend time with them as much as I did prior to Harvey being here. Like I think my oldest says sometimes, she's like, why do you always hang out with Harvey and never hang out with me? Never. It's very like
dramatic.
Like I've never, like we just got our nails done together like a week ago. You never hang out with me. Girl, we just hung out for like 3 hours. But I think that like when they say that, I understand that it's because they miss being able to spend the same amount of time that we used to. And that similarly, like you, I like my children and I like spending time with them. And so the fact that I can't spend time with them all the time because they just want to touch Harvey's face and wake him up immediately after I put him to sleep because they are obsessed with him so much that it makes it hard to spend time with them and Harvey. when he's in his nap time, which is a lot of the time as a newborn. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little sleepy potato. Although
Yeah.
he is getting
He's more of a
more
mobile
alert.
rolling potato now. Now
Yeah.
he's like a potato on a hill.
He's
which
like a
is
rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, rotisserie chicken. Yeah. He's more mobile. You can't just leave him there on the bed anymore. It's a little dangerous now.
And
It's
now
a
everything's
hazard.
on the floor.
So now we have a mattress on the floor for him to take his naps, just in case I need to go to the bathroom and he decides that's the time he's going to learn to roll from his belly to his back.
But it will get easier, like in the next year
Yeah.
or so,
Yeah.
as he gets a little bit more like quote unquote independent. Like,
But also more interactive.
yeah.
I think that's what the kids are like. They get bored after a while of just like staring at him because he doesn't really do much except smile and kick and giggle at them, which like they love because they're just like, oh, he thinks I'm so great. Which like, yeah, they are great. So once he started rolling, the kids like got more excited because they're like, oh, watch me roll to like get him to roll. So like once he starts crawling and walking and doing all the things, I know that they're going to be more willingly entertaining to him and spending time with him and us together, and not, hey, wake up, play with me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It'll also free up your time as well. So I don't remember when the transition happened for us with Zoe from like potato baby to like independent playing toddler.
Yeah.
Like I know right now she's 20 months. She will go and independently play. Like
Yeah.
she will go into our play area, which is essentially my whole house, and we'll sit and play dolls with Sophie or next to Sophie. And she will go and like entertain herself with her toys, and she'll go and she'll color, she'll work on a puzzle, like obviously very simple puzzles, but like she'll go and like do stuff on her own, which frees up a lot of time for me that I didn't have when she was like 8 months old, or 6
to like
months
spend
old,
time
or
with other
3
people.
months old.
Yeah.
Like the first year I think is definitely the hardest with how much attention you have to give this baby. And so now we're outside of that window and we're kind of nearing the 2-year mark for her. And she's really interactive with her siblings. She independently plays. Like obviously she still sleeps with me. She still nurses. And I don't know when she's going to not nurse, but there's still like an attachment that she has directly to me. But it's not as intense as it was when she was like a baby. And so I have more freedom.
Yeah. Well, it's still intense. She still loves you very much.
She does.
And
I'm definitely
like
her
when
favorite,
you leave.
which is fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
But like a big
but not
shift,
as like when they're a baby, they like
they
actually
need you. They need
like,
you.
Like without
she desires
you,
me very much.
Without you, they can't drink milk unless you again pumped milk or
Yeah.
like skin to skin and holding them and the smell of you. Like that's like a need for development. Now it's just like she really loves you.
It's comfort.
And you're the best mommy
she
in the
says,
world.
I love you.
Yeah.
Which is adorable.
Yeah.
She's I love you. Love
Yeah.
you. But something else that has happened as kind of the months have progressed from her being a little potato, which I love saying that babies are potatoes because they really are just the cutest potatoes.
Cutest little potato.
Is when so I got back into running in the past year. So it's been like a good year. I think we looked at the timeline of when we did our first like run together, and it was
like
very slow. Last like April
I was
time
7
frame.
days pregnant, didn't know it.
I was like, we're gonna run a marathon in 2 months because we have to submit a proof of time for the Disney races, which I later learned we could have just done a half marathon. We didn't need to do a full. So we were like, well, we gotta train for this, and then somebody got pregnant and didn't train with me anymore. But that was kind of the start of my like running journey. And Zoe could only tolerate like maybe 15, 20 minutes in her pack and play while I ran. Like I had to have somebody else there to like help. Otherwise, like I was going to have to break up my run a lot. Now, homegirl will sit in her pack and play for like 2 hours. Like playing, like I put like magnet tiles, I put like a little puzzle, books, her iPad
Play-Doh.
obviously, like markers, and she just kind of will rotate through different toys inside the pack and play for like the period of time.
You get like a play
While
pen.
I get like my whole run in, which is super awesome. And she's very rarely will be like, get me out of here. And when she is like, get me out of here, one of her siblings comes and grabs her and brings her into the playroom and they just play. like all together in there. So my freedom to do things has really increased because she's a little bit more independent. Like we are working on an 18,000 piece puzzle.
And Harvey is really holding us back.
He really is. It's really all his fault that it's not done. But Zoe is not holding us back.
As Gina took a nap with her yesterday or the other day for 2 hours.
It was not that long.
As Harvey was asleep. So I worked on the puzzle by myself.
Really hard. We're almost a quarter of the way done.
Like 1/8 of the way done.
But having her grow her independence, freeing me up to kind of focus more on things that I really enjoy doing for just me, and getting back into racing has also been really motivating to be okay with the chapter closing, because I know that if I get pregnant and we have another baby, this like progress that I've made for myself is going to be reset, which sounds like kind of silly in a way to be like, oh, like running is more important than like a baby. Like, well, for me right now, yes. But like I know all of that progress would be reset, and I don't want it to be. I'm having a lot of fun, like getting faster in my races. I have time goals for myself. Like I have things that I want to, like my kids are really excited to do Disney races now, and I want to do it with them. And so there's just this like new chapter that I've been like very slowly discovering is like really, really fun, even though I know it's finite. Like it will end eventually, and we'll move on to the next phase of our journey. But it's still, it's less like heartbreaking for me, like to be like, oh, the baby years are over. Yeah, because Zoe's a really fun toddler. Yeah. I also, we were talking about this, I manifest a lot where I say that my babies are perfect children or perfect angels. Perfect angels. And every day we tell each other that they're the best or my favorite or something, where I only have one son. So I tell him like, you are my favorite son. You are the best son in the whole world. And then his response is, you're the best mommy in the whole universe. And I'm like, you one-upped me there. And then since I have three girls, it's you're the best biggest sister, you're the best little girl, you're the best baby girl is the three in the whole world, universe. You're my favorite baby girl, my favorite little girl, my favorite big girl, is like their like titles. And then they'll go and say it to each other. And then it just makes this whole vibe of like, yeah, we're all amazing. We're all incredible.
And they also have their emo, who's also like, yeah, you are amazing.
You know, just a lot of self like reinforcements of how amazing they are. And then they end up just being amazing. And I just casually ignore any tantrum or meltdown that they have. I'm like, they never do that.
They never have big emotions.
I just did a week Disney trip by myself. And I tell everyone that they had no meltdowns. They probably did. I just blocked it out. I was like, they didn't have any meltdowns. Well,
as Gina's son yesterday cried because he wanted a pink lemonade element.
I was like, he never melts down.
Never has a meltdown as he
Speaking
cried.
of which, pink lemonade element, delicious.
Grab it now while it's available. Only available if you get an insider bundle, though.
And
like it's only available if you're an insider, so you have to get the 4-box.
We'll link our code down below. I drink Element every day. It's so
literally
good.
Every day.
So good.
They're sparkling. They're Element powders, electrolyte drink things. So good.
So good.
Yeah, but Owen, Gina's son, her only son,
my precious son.
We donated a box to the winner of the running race,
which I won.
Gina won, so she could have taken the box back, but
I left it.
We gave it to another winner,
the
other parent winners, and Owen was like, "I wanted that." And we're like, "We have it at the home and the gym. We literally have this box at home." Poor guy. He was just so thirsty.
He's so sensitive.
We love him though, but nope, he didn't have any tantrums ever.
Nope, he doesn't have any.
That was all made up.
Yeah, I'm like, they probably did have a meltdown, and I just like totally blocked it out, and I'm like, they did.
Yeah,
it was a great time. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you think have helped you kind of come into motherhood over the years? Because you're a different mom than you were with your first,
and I think that they
versus your fourth.
They say that like you are a different parent or mother to every single one of your kids. Definitely more patient with when there was just one, I think.
I feel like my patience has grown with each child,
Oh,
but maybe I didn't have a lot to begin with.
maybe. I was definitely more patient with Lily, but it was because, I mean, she slept amazingly well. So, like, we would nap together and, like, do everything together. And she was, like, an amazing bottle taker. The girl, like, everything I needed her to do, she would just do. And it was great. And then Colin did none of those things.
Rude.
He didn't like sleeping, napping, taking bottles, or really even drinking milk very well at first. So he was a different baby, and I had less patience.
Well, you also found that the transition from 1 to 2 was the hardest.
Postpartum depression, anxiety,
For me, the transition from 0 to 1 was the hardest.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I had a lot of expectations over how I was supposed to do things and how things were supposed to go. Like,
but you were also like one of the first ones of our like close proximity group to have a baby.
Yeah.
Like, we had one friend who had a baby, but she didn't live near us. So, like, it was like out of sight, out of mind almost. Like, we don't really know what happens when you're a mom. And I've had friends who had like older kids, but like not babies. So you were the first one, like, so your only expectation was.
I think I found that there was a lot of rules that I was supposed to be following and doing. And like, there was a specific way you were supposed to do things. And I was trying to follow that.
Yeah.
And it was not working for us. And once I like realized that I can literally do whatever I want in whatever way that I want, it like was really freeing for me. And so I think the biggest shift for me was the sleeping situation was like the biggest shift that we made. The baby's supposed to sleep here. This is where the baby sleeps. And it was just not working for us. Like, my oldest just did not want to sleep in this bassinet. She wanted to be right next to me. And it was like a month or two of like me essentially not sleeping, trying to get this baby to sleep, who did not want to sleep by herself, and hallucinating because I was so sleep deprived that I was like, I don't think that this is working. I think I need to make a different decision. And once we shifted to bed sharing and we made our space safe and we set that up for us, it was a big like light bulb moment for me where I was like, oh, maybe I don't need to do everything the way that I'm quote unquote supposed to. Like, I thought I had to track every pee and poo that she had. I had an app on my phone.
Oh my God.
And then there was a moment where like I was trying to track stuff that I was like, I don't think I'm paying attention to my baby because I'm so obsessed with this tracker that I don't know why I have to do. I don't know why I have to do this. Like, I was in the hospital and they told me to track this. I was in the hospital and they told me I needed to wake my baby up every 3 hours to feed her. And so I was waking up that little chick in the middle of the night when she was fucking sleeping because some nurse told me that I needed to do this. And I was like, Roxanne, when can I stop waking her up? And Roxanne was like, why are you waking her up? And I was like, because some nurse told me I needed to wake her up. So I had all of these like rules.
Yeah.
That I felt like I was supposed to be following that didn't work for me.
They're like the unspoken rules that like you were just told.
And some of them are spoken. Like, they're like guidelines that people put out.
Yeah.
Like, they say, this is how you're supposed to do it. And once I realized like, hey, there's some stuff that we do want to do. Like, I want to follow this, and that. These 3 things, I don't know about. We're going to do something a little different for those because that works better for us as a family. And I started to build my confidence over like the first year or 2 of motherhood where I was like, this works for us, this doesn't work for us. And I started making decisions that better aligned with like our family. And I felt more confident about making those decisions and telling people that I made those decisions. Like, I didn't feel like some stuff you feel like you can't, like, oh, I have to keep this a secret. Like, oh, like what we do is a secret. But I'm like, why? Why does it have to be a secret? And then what I was discovering with like when we had Mama Stay Fit at the beginning and it was just me and a bunch of like new moms trying to figure out like what the fuck we were doing, they were all like, oh, I don't have to like put a cover on when I nurse. I could just whip my boob out and feed my baby right here. that's what Gina's doing. Because I also thought that I had to wear a cover and that if I didn't wear a cover, somebody was going to come and get me. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll just put on this like really big cover to cover me as I breastfeed to be like modest. And then I was like, or I can just feed my baby and like literally nobody cares. And so then other moms around me were like, oh, I can also just feed my baby wherever I want. And so we were all kind of figuring out how to just be moms in a way that worked best for us.
I feel like after you had your baby though, and like you did this entire process of like coming into being a mother, and obviously I got to witness all of it because I lived like 15 minutes at that time. I was 15 such long minutes away. It was so far away. I think it was like 17, 18 minutes actually. But because we lived a lot closer, and granted, yes, I still worked full time because I was still in the Army, but I was able to witness you come into yourself as a mother and like make that transition of like being confident about the decisions that you were making to include like the decisions that you were making for your family with other people. So like who you were letting into your space and like the boundaries that you were creating as well with your space, that gave me more confidence. And I think that might be why my 0 to 1 transition wasn't as hard, because I felt comfortable making the decisions for our family confidently, and that like if you don't like the decisions we're making, then you don't have to parent my child. Like you don't have to be a part of their life then, like in regards to the decision making that has to happen, which they wouldn't be a part of it anyway. But I mean, I think our mom still like likes to put in her 2 cents, but I was still in a space that I still feel confident to either be like, I will try that, or no, that doesn't work for us. And I feel okay about that.
She's really come into her grandma role as well too, from
So
like the first baby to like the 8th now, where she's like, you can do ways that you want to do, and I will support you in that way. And it may be different than the way I did it, but it's okay.
Yeah. If they're at my house, I will do it this way, but you could do whatever you want at your house.
Yeah.
But I think that's why my 0 to 1 transition wasn't as hard, because I felt confident, like breastfeeding out in public. I don't think I ever owned a nursing cover. I was just like, we breastfeed a baby. If you want to stare at me whipping my boob out, that's fine. But if you're uncomfortable about
saw
it,
anybody breastfeed before I breastfed.
No. I think you, and then I think our other friend who had a baby, I've seen her breastfeed in public as well, and it was like no big deal for her. And then you breastfed like whatever out in public, and I was just like, that's fine. One, like you don't have to be like, take off my entire shirt, like look at me.
Or you can if you want, whatever.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could do that. But it's like, it's when you're breastfeeding a baby, it's not to like show everyone your boobs, it's to feed a baby. Yeah. So like, do you eat in public? So does this baby. And I know not everybody feels comfortable, and I've met many people that don't feel comfortable, and that's fine. But I felt very comfortable immediately. I think the only time I used a cover was because I just sprayed milk places, and it was more the blanket was there to like catch it when they decided to like pop off and spray the world.
Yes.
So I was really just a spray blanket at that point, but I felt very comfortable and confident coming into being a mom. And I was also like, I loved babies like from the beginning of my life. Like our brother I was obsessed with, and like all babies I was always obsessed with. So it was like I've looked forward to this moment to like be my own, to have my own baby. But 0 to 1, not bad. 1 to 2 though, I like had no support,
which I think was a
not
big,
sleeping.
Huge difference.
So, and then I had this other baby who like I spent 24/7 with. Well, like 24/6 maybe, because one day a week I did work, but 24/6. But like most days with, we slept together, we snuggled and napped together, like we did everything almost together. And her like best friend Adeline, who also entertained her, was no longer there. So it was just me and Lily, and now this new baby. And I was like, I can't hang out with you because he is refusing to go to sleep, but he is hangry and sleep angry, and you're also sleep angry because you also need to take a nap, and I don't know what to do, and I have no one to watch and entertain you while I attempt to put anybody to sleep. So that was harder because I felt comfortable and confident in making decisions, but my decision usually ended up being, I'm just going to stay home and not leave this house because that is easier than having to navigate the world out there with 2 babies versus 1, which is probably not the healthiest choice, but it's how we navigated it and what I felt comfortable with. But then Joan, back home with my village, my tribe, as we say. So that transition was super easy. But I also think with our second, my husband was like, we're good with 2. I'm good with 2. And I was like, I would really love a third. So that transition of like accepting just 2 kids was really hard. Because I always envisioned having 3 kids. But he was like very full on, we good with 2. And I was like, fine. So I had accepted my child's bearing years were ended after we had Colin. I think I cried as I like put my oldest's clothes away in a bag because we were having a boy and I didn't need all these fluffy dresses anymore. And mom came over and was just like, I'm so sorry. I'll keep these clothes for you just in case, which thankfully she did. But I had like accepted. I was like, finally, I was like, whatever. We'll just have 2. It'll be fine. I'll bring it up every once in a while. Maybe a third would be fine. And then like 2 years later, he was like, we could have a third. And so then we had Joan. And I was like, I did all this acceptance. And so I will just carry on the acceptance after a third. And then after Joan, I was very complete, I felt. And so I was ready to move on from the childbearing years. So I think I've done so much accepting that like these years are over and I was ready to move on to like just raising and like getting to know my kids as they got older, as like bigger adults, like little tiny adults pretty much, that I don't feel like I've had as much trouble with every closing chapter because I just keep adding addendums to the same chapter. My addendums upon addendums upon now a third addendum. But I'm like, every time I'm like, I'm ready to like kind of come back to who I was and what I enjoy doing because they really do take up so much of your time and attention when you are immediately postpartum and after having a baby, that like all of the things that I enjoyed doing, to include just like freaking reading a book with my eyeballs, kind of just gets pushed to the wayside. And now 8 years later, I finally read a book with my eyeballs instead of my ears.
I did see an Instagram post, so take this with a grain of salt, that reading with your eyeballs or listening with your ears is the same.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of activation in your brain.
I think some people
it was
say
an Instagram post though.
It's yeah. I mean, if it's on Instagram, it's real.
Yeah.
I have seen that a bunch though, that it's like you process it the same. The only difference is that with a book, you can turn back to like reference things easier. So if like something happens in like later in the book and you're like, oh, you can reference back to be like, oh yeah, this 2 things make sense. So like when they drop like the little, what's the word?
Foreshadowing,
but it's like the little
hints. I don't know. I do find that with audiobooks, it's easier for me to be distracted. And so I'll miss like really important things.
There's like a word for it. It's like secret nuggets.
I don't know.
Where it's like a hint for the future. But and then you get to the reveal and you're
somebody
like,
will comment on this video.
Yeah, please let me know. It's going to bother me now that I can't, like on the, no, it's not a rabbit's foot, but it's an Easter egg. There we go.
Yeah. A rabbit's foot.
Oh, I was like, it's a rabbit something. Easter egg. So like they drop little Easter eggs and then you like, the Easter egg explodes and surprise, this is what it was. But you can reference it if it's like an actual physical book, whereas or even like a Kindle, you can still reference it. Whereas with audio, you can't be like, what chapter was that? How many minutes into the book was that I need to reference back? And it's harder to do that, but also easier to get distracted as well. I do find I have to restart a lot of books because I'll just zone out on my drives and be like, 3 chapters later, I have no idea what the last 3 chapters are even about. But I really enjoy reading and like listening to books. So that's been nice to like get back into after Joan, but like I just continue it. And I think that now with the fourth kid, I feel more confident to continue doing the things that I enjoyed for me and not just mom, Roxanne, and how to like balance better.
Yeah. Which it gets easier as they get slightly more independent.
Yeah. But like, I feel like with Lily and Colin and Joan, like I didn't have like routines. We just kind of winged it and I just figured it out by the minute. Now with 4, I feel like I need to have somewhat more of a routine. And like, so we've just established things where you have to like set time to like do whatever.
Time
set
management
time
is
to puzzle and school and work and eat, clean my house. That one usually just gets
I think I
thrown.
saw a reel recently where this lady was like, my kids are asleep. Watch me reset my house. And she just like walks back and goes sits in her bed. And I'm like, that is kind of what I do.
Yeah, same. I get
So
it.
there are definitely things that you and I do that are different from one another. And there are things that like we do that are different than other moms, even within our gym and people that we
Yeah.
interact with pretty frequently. And so when it comes to like social media or even just interacting with other people in your life, it's really easy to compare, oh, they have this type of life that seems different than mine. And so occasionally, like we obviously post a lot on our social media. We share about our lives and our families. And so I think it's really easy to compare like, oh, Gina and Roxanne's life is like this. Like Gina can go to Disney with her 4 kids by herself, and I can't even go to the grocery store with my 2 kids. Like I'm failing. Like
I can't go to Disney.
you
with
know
my
what I'm
kids.
not posting? I'm not posting the videos of my kids crying. I'm not posting like the hard moments of my life. Like I'll talk about it like later on, but I'm not gonna like post this moment. So I'm always like, I always get like weirded out when somebody posts a video of like this traumatic thing that just happened to their kid, and they're like, oh, let me just share this like moment with the world because it's funny to go viral. Like we're not gonna post that kind of stuff. And so it's really easy to see our highlight reel and be like, oh,
Because we're not going to post the bad stuff.
no, I mean, we'll mention it, but it's not gonna be like a live feed of my life. Yeah. And so I think it's really easy to do the comparison game and to assume that like maybe you're doing something wrong.
I feel like there's just so many like polarizing opinions on social media as well of just like how like the picture perfect mother, like this is what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And like this is how you should raise your kids. I mean like gentle parenting it's like all the rage. And if you yell at your kid, like you're being bad.
You need to work on your emotional regulation, which I probably do.
Yeah.
Which I probably do.
Which I do.
But even between the two of us, like even not thinking about like the whole ecosystem that we are a part of, like we make different decisions as moms, and it would be easy for us to be like, or easy for you to be like, I should also homeschool. Because all of my problems are because of this. And Gina doesn't have any of those problems because her children are perfect angels. Or for me to be like, oh, well, maybe I should also have some sort of like additional career that I'm building towards. Like, should I go back to school and get like my PhD and do some stuff? Like, so it would be easy for us to compare between ourselves of, what should we be doing differently?
Yeah.
But then just recognizing like we're different people.
Yeah.
Even though we're sisters and raised by the same people.
Different parents.
We have different like preferences. Our husbands are
I guess
different from one another.
Our parents are the
like,
same people, but they were different people when they raised each of us. I should clarify that. Different parents.
We have the same
parents. As I said that, I was like, wait a second, someone's going to hear that and be like, wait, you guys don't have the same mom.
Acted differently with each of us.
Yes.
So it would be really easy for us to even compare like the different decisions that we have made as parents, and also to accept that the other person has chosen something different. Yeah. So for me especially, I will see things that you do with your children and I'll be like, why do you do it that way? It would be so much easier if you did it this way. But I need to recognize that you have a different setup. for stuff. And it's okay if it's different than what I think maybe would work better, because that's not my kids, not my family. Like, what works good for us doesn't necessarily work for everyone else. And I think once we can kind of come to that understanding of like the way that I do things is the way that my family does things. And it's okay if other people do things differently.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't belittle what I wanted to do. It doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It just means that we have different preferences and different priorities, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't mean that they're like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think that's like a big conclusion that I think we were mostly coming to was.
Yeah. I think like obviously social media is, everyone's on it mostly. So like you can compare yourself to a lot of people, but you can also just compare yourself to the people that are in your direct immediate surroundings. And even like me with Gina, like we do things very similarly, but we also do things very differently. My kids go to traditional school. Gina's are homeschooled, well blended. Gina just now sent her kids to the first 5-day a week and she hates it. Whereas
so
like
hard.
it's nice for me because my kids love going to school, honestly. The one time I tried to not send my kids to school and they cried.
My kids would love it if I was like, let's take a day off. They'd be like,
now
hell
my
yeah.
kids like having like a special, like they call it like little mental health days. Like I call it mental health days. They're like, it's just like a little free day. But like they really enjoy going to school and like playing with their friends. Even like Joan at 2.5, she's like, I go to school. I see my friends. She lists their names. I'm not going to list their names on this podcast, but she like loves going to school. So for me, that works really well for our family because it allows me to also time manage a little bit better, and spend just one-on-one time with Harvey now. Before it was just me and Joan, but I enjoy that. Gina may feel different opinions on what I do, and I feel different opinions on what Gina does, but we are not going to tell each other.
But I also
that
am
they're doing anything
inspired
wrong.
by you too. Just like I was influential for you, you are influential on me too. And so I think there's positives that we can pull from people being different.
Yeah.
You are much more patient with my children than I am with yours. And
Yeah,
I am inspired by that.
Gina's kids are perfect.
It's really easy to be patient with them because they are perfect angels.
They're great. They're great kids, and I take small, tiny claim to their greatness. But no, I think that you can learn something from everybody, and whether that is something that you want to implement into your parenting or implement or not implement in your parenting. But that doesn't mean that you need to like judge people or be like, oh, you're doing this wrong. Like that, like obviously there's like safety things. Like, yeah, we should feed our children and, wash them in
basic needs.
Basic needs. Like, yeah, like if you're not giving basic needs, like, yes, I'm going to judge that. Okay. That's a safety thing. But like if you like let your kids watch Bluey or you only let your kids like play with Play-Doh and no screens. Okay. That's fine. Do
Different
do whatever
preferences.
you want to do. I support you in making those choices as a fully grown adult, just like with everything in life. And I think that once we all just kind of let people do whatever they want to do on how they be a parent, and we can all just like cohesively decide motherhood is really great. It can be hard, but also really, really great. Then, the world will just be a better place.
I think the current trend is miserable motherhood is out. We're all here having a good time.
I love being a mom.
I think mindset is a huge thing too. Yeah. Like there are some days where I'm like, I am moody.
My kids.
But yes, I do love being a mom. It has been the greatest adventure.
There are days I don't think I'm very good at it, but I think that means that you're a great mom if you think that you're not great at it sometimes.
Maybe that's just what we tell ourselves to feel better in those moments. But you are a great mom.
Thank you.
That was like a compliment that Dad gave me. I'm going to cry now. That Dad gave me once where he was like, Gina, you're a really good mom. And I was like, ah! It was just like, that like sticks with me. But
oh my God.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like just like
I was surprised that we made it through this episode without crying.
I know,
so
honestly.
Here we go.
The greatest thing I think, I mean, I love my kids, and I always want to be a good mom to like raise like a good kid, and I think that's always my concern is that like I'm going to do a really bad job and they're going to become like a really like the bully or like the really mean person at school. And like, And it's not like they're not the reason that they're like bad. It's because I did something wrong. And so sometimes you just like need that, like, not like the validation, but it's like nice to hear it. And so like the freaking Bluey, man, every time I watch the baby race episode, it's like a freaking 7-minute episode. It just gets me in my feels every single time, because it's like, oh, the baby race, like Bluey was like rolling over first, but then like the other baby beat her at crawling and walking and whatever. And Chili was just feeling really bad about like parenting. And that one mom just comes over and she's like, I got 8 kids. And she's like, you must be such a good mom. And she goes, Chili, oh my God, I'm going to cry just thinking about this scene. I read that they did this, like the scene, because it's not just talking to Chili, but it's like talking to all the moms watching Bluey. But the mom just goes, Chili, I have something to tell you. And she's like, what? And she's like, you're doing a great job. You're doing an amazing job, and you're a really good mom. But it's like just her face looking at the camera saying that. And then like every mom is like, I am a good mom. I love my baby.
I think it's a good reminder.
But yeah, motherhood is beautiful and so rewarding. And yes, it's hard, just like everything in life. I think there are hard points always. But we're all doing the best we can, and we're all doing a really great job. And I think if you're worried that you're not doing a good job, it's most likely you're doing a great job.
Well, now that we finally made it to the tears,
Yeah.
we'll see you next week.
I did finally get Joan to tell me that I am her favorite, so I think that that's a great way to end this.
I know.
My dad was really number one for a while.
Oh my gosh. He's also a great dad.
He's a great dad and grandfather, Hadabaji, but I'm the best.
You are Joan's
I
number
am
one.
now the favorite again, so all is right with the world.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of No Educational Value, just us kind of chatting about our feelings in motherhood. And we hope that you also feel very confident in your own motherhood journey, and let us know in the comments below how you are feeling and if there's any insight that you would like to offer for us.